Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling soaked in sweat even though your room wasn't warm? Or maybe your heart was racing for no reason, and it took a while to feel normal again. You sit up slowly, rub your hands over your face, and ask yourself, what just happened? That feeling, that odd disruption during sleep, it's not just annoying, it's your body trying to speak to you. And for those of us over 60, especially if you're living with diabetes or even just borderline sugar issues, the body doesn't whisper anymore, it shouts. Now, let me be clear, not every nighttime symptom is a red flag, but when your body starts to feel off while you're resting, that's when you pay attention, because nighttime is when your body should be healing, not fighting. One of the most common nighttime signs people ignore is waking up frequently to urinate. Sure, that can be part of aging, but in many cases, it's also a warning sign of high blood sugar levels. When sugar levels rise, your kidneys work overtime to flush it out. That means more trips to the bathroom and less deep sleep for you. And without that deep sleep, your sugar levels the next day can actually worsen. It's a loop, and not the kind we want to stay in. Another subtle danger, tingling or numbness in your feet during the night. Maybe you thought it was just the way you were lying in bed, but diabetic nerve damage often starts quietly, with a little buzzing, a faint tingle, or the feeling of pins and needles that doesn't go away. Left unaddressed, it can grow into something far more serious. And here's one many don't expect. Nightmares, scary dreams or sudden jolts out of sleep, can actually be linked to low blood sugar during the night, also known as nocturnal hypoglycemia. When your body drops too low in the middle of the night, it may respond with stress signals like adrenaline spikes, heart palpitations, and even vivid dreams. It's easy to shrug off a nightmare, but if it's happening often, it's worth a second look. So what can you do right now, tonight, to help your body feel safer and more supported? First, watch your dinner timing. Eating too late, especially heavy meals with refined carbs, can throw your blood sugar into chaos while you sleep. Try shifting your evening meal a little earlier, and keep it balanced. Some protein, a little healthy fat, and slow digesting carbs like sweet potato or lentils. Second, hydrate with intention, not just water, but a calming blood sugar-friendly drink like chamomile or cinnamon tea. Cinnamon in particular has shown promise in helping the body regulate glucose, and sipping something warm tells your nervous system it's time to relax. And third, set a sleep rhythm. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Your body loves predictability, and stable routines help your hormones, your sugar levels, and your healing all stay in balance. These aren't magic pills. They're small, loving corrections. And your body has been quietly waiting for them. But I want to tell you something deeper. Sometimes it's not just the body that's tired. It's not just the physical symptoms that wear us down. Because when your body feels heavy at night, it might actually be your mind that's carrying too much. Let's explore that together. Sometimes you lie there, staring at the ceiling, and your body is still, but your mind won't stop. It replays the same thoughts, worries about tomorrow, regrets from yesterday, or that strange feeling, like you forgot something, but you can't remember what it was. Maybe it started small. You walked into a room and forgot why. You paused mid-sentence, searching for a word that used to come so easily. You found yourself reading the same line in a book 3 times, and still not remembering it. If any of this sounds familiar, I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You are not losing it. You're just receiving feedback from a brain that's doing the best it can under pressure. Because here's the truth, when your blood sugar is unbalanced, especially during the night, your brain doesn't get the rest it needs, and over time, that fog creeps in, slowly, quietly. This mental weight often feels worse at night. That's when the world goes quiet, and your thoughts get loud. And when your mind is tired, your body suffers too. Your balance might feel off, your reactions slow. Even simple decisions, like whether to get up for water or stay in bed, can feel harder than they should. So what can you do? Start small, because the mind responds to gentle structure, not pressure. First, introduce a mental wind down. Just like you brush your teeth at night, give your brain a ritual. Try 5 minutes of a calm puzzle, soft instrumental music, or even saying a simple phrase aloud like, "It's time to rest now." Your brain listens more than you think. Second, practice thought breathing. Inhale slowly, count to 4, And as you exhale, silently name the thought you're letting go. Worry, guilt, plans. Let them float out with your breath. You don't need to fix them. Just let them leave for now. And third, add a moment of soft connection. Call someone earlier in the day. Share a story. Laugh. Even if just once, the brain loves rhythm, and conversations help reset it in ways medications can't. Let me ask you something gently. Have you noticed it lately? That slight mental pause? The word that hides, the fog that rolls in around dinner time, the feeling that you used to be a little quicker? If so, you're not alone, and you're not failing. Drop a small story in the comments if you feel comfortable, even just one sentence. Someone out there might read it tonight and feel a little less alone, a little more understood, because underneath the tired brain, there's something else, something the brain can't quite fix, something the pills don't reach, something deeper. It's the heart. And maybe, just maybe, the mind feels tired because the heart has been holding on too long. There's a certain kind of quiet that comes at night. It's not just the absence of noise, it's something deeper, a space where the heart starts to whisper things we haven't let ourselves feel during the day. Sometimes it's grief, not just for someone we lost, but for who we used to be. Sometimes it's loneliness, even in a house full of people. And sometimes it's that ache that comes when you realize you've been carrying too much for too long. If you live with diabetes, or even just suspect something's off with your sugar, those feelings can hit harder at night. Because managing this condition isn't just about what you eat or how much you move. It's also about how much your heart is holding. And no one really talks about that part, do they? They talk about the medication, the diet changes, the exercise. But they don't talk about the moments you lie awake at 2 a.m., wondering how much longer your body will keep up. Let me tell you something tender and true. Your heart has been doing more work than anyone realizes. So how do we start to heal what can't be seen? You don't need therapy sessions or dramatic breakthroughs. What your heart needs is permission. Permission to speak. Permission to soften. Permission to finally exhale. Here are a few heart-healing practices that may sound small, but they're not. They're sacred. First, try speaking out loud when you're alone. Say what you feel, not what sounds polite, not what others expect. Just say it. I'm scared. I miss who I was. I feel invisible. You'd be surprised how much weight lifts when words finally get air. Second, hold a memory in silence. Don't rush past it. Don't correct it. Let yourself remember. Maybe it's a person, a place, or a time in your life you miss. Let the memory visit you without judgment. Just sit with it, like an old friend. And third, do one small act of kindness for yourself that no one else sees. Write a note and hide it in your drawer. Buy yourself the better soap. Sit by the window for 5 extra minutes. That isn't selfish, that's sacred care. Here's something you might want to replay. You are allowed to care for your heart, not just when it's breaking, but even when it's just tired. Sometimes we wait until there's a crisis before we pause, before we ask how we're really doing. But healing doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just a softer night, a calmer morning, a deeper breath. And once your heart begins to feel lighter, something else awakens, hope. You start to wonder, what comes next? What can I still shape, even now? And that's where we're heading next, toward the years still waiting for you. Let me ask you something gently. What would peace look like if you could design it? Not a perfect life, not a body without aches, but real peace, the kind that lets you fall asleep without fear and wake up without regret. You see, getting older doesn't mean letting go of control. It means choosing what matters more. And if diabetes, or even just the threat of it, has made your nights harder, your energy lower, your sleep more restless, then maybe this is the moment to ask, how do I want the rest of my story to feel? Not how long it is, not how healthy I seem, but how true and calm and mine it can be. And the good news, you don't need a big plan to shape the future. You just need small, powerful choices, like walking after dinner, even just 5 minutes around the house. That gentle movement after a meal helps manage your blood sugar and tells your body, I'm still here, I'm still in this with you. Or try a nighttime reflection, right before bed. Just one question: what made me feel calm today? It could be a warm breeze, a quiet moment, or even this video. When you write or speak it aloud, your brain learns to seek more of it tomorrow. Another powerful shift: letting go of perfection. Your numbers don't have to be perfect. Your meals don't have to be Instagram worthy. You don't have to pretend everything's fine. You just have to stay in rhythm. A soft, steady rhythm, like a song only you know. One where you eat when you're truly hungry, rest when you feel worn, and ask for help when the load gets too heavy. Because your future isn't measured in numbers, it's measured in how you live through them. So let me ask you this: what would you want someone to remember about you? Just one thing. Maybe it's the way you made them feel safe, or how you always smiled, even when things got hard. Or maybe it's how you never stopped learning, never stopped loving, never stopped trying, no matter how many setbacks came. If you feel like it, write that one thing in the comments. It's not just for you. Someone else might read it and realize what they still want to become. Because maybe the most important thing you'll ever pass on isn't your advice, or your recipes, or your stories. It's the feeling you left behind, the steadiness, the warmth, the quiet courage. And right now, in this very moment, you still have the power to shape that legacy. Let's bring that power into the present together. Right now, just pause. Feel the chair beneath you, the breath moving through your nose, the way your hands rest, maybe a little worn, maybe a little cold, but still yours, still steady. Because in this moment, nothing else matters. Not tomorrow's numbers, not yesterday's choices, just this quiet second, the one you're in now. Can I invite you to do something small, but powerful? Take one deep breath, right now, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Slowly. Feel it. Let your body know I'm safe. I'm listening. That breath alone does more than you think. It calms your blood sugar. It lowers your stress. It tells your heart, you don't have to rush anymore. And in this soft place, this ordinary sacred now, you can begin to build something new. Not grand, not loud, but real. Start with tiny present-day anchors. Watch the sunlight move across your wall. Notice how it changes without asking for attention. Hold a warm mug between both hands, not to drink, just to feel. That warmth, that stillness, it's grounding. Say something gentle to yourself, something you needed to hear years ago, something no one else remembered to say. Maybe this: you're doing better than you think. And if you feel silly smiling to yourself right now, do it anyway. Smile even if no one's watching. Especially then, because everything we've talked about, the body's nighttime signs, the fog in your mind, the weight in your heart, the shape of your years ahead, it all circles back to this: you're still here, you're still becoming. Your body spoke, your mind listened, your heart softened, and now you've returned to yourself, to the breath, to the rhythm, to the moment. So before we close, hold this truth close. You're not done, you're just getting started. And that small whisper inside you, the one that kept reading all the way to the end, that's not weakness, that's strength. So now I'll leave you with this. What's one thing you'll do today just for you? It doesn't have to be big, just real. Leave a comment below. And if this brought you even one moment of calm, like, share, and subscribe. Because someone out there might need it more than you know. Maybe even someone who hasn't slept well in years. You might be the one to help them finally rest. Thank you for being here.